And I want you to be able to do that well. Now, I've told you this before. I've broken my wrist 4 times. I've had a couple of ganglion cysts. I have had very weak wrists. They will adapt, but we have to understand and work towards building the soft tissue adapting. So continue to drive the back of the hands into the mat or the floor, and then come back again to your quadruped. Reset. Make sure you're grabbing the floor with your fingers like you're pulling dirt up. You're trying to gather dirt up. So now your hands are super active. Knees under shoulder. We're going to build on that just a little bit. Neck long, chin in. Pull your chest apart. Inhale, lift, and hover. Stay here. Now breathe. Drive toes into the ground. So what I want you to try to do is keep your hip from moving side to side. We want to create even load throughout the 3 points when we lift the one. Driving the left arm, lift the right hand, touch the left knee. Stay there, touch. Push into the left. Take the right hand back. Now lift the left foot. Tap. Lift the right. Tap. Drive right arm into the ground, lift left hand, tap right knee. Bring it down. Lift right toe, just to hover. Tap. Lift left. Tap. You're going to lift left foot, right hand, and do an under switch, go into a crab position. Chest tall. So your butt's close to the ground, we hover. Or go ahead and get into crab if you miss the under switch. So in an animal flow crab, your chest is high, it's straight forward. It's not towards the ceiling, but it's towards the ground, so like the letter M. Now take your right hand and bring it right in front of your face. Crab reach, you're gonna push into that left arm, drive your feet, come up, and then rotate your right hand over to the side of your left arm. So you're circling around the shoulder, extending through the hips, push into the ground. Come back, hand trails in front of the face, right in front of the face. We're still on one arm. Chest is high, butt is down. Inhale, lift. And now breathe. So you're reaching over to the side. So there's a rotation in the thorax. Your right arm is reaching to the outside of your left arm. Left elbow is bent, push into the ground. Reach to the side. So we're not doing like in typical yoga, where it's not a flip dog. It is a rotation at the end. Now look at your hand. Watch it come in front of the face. Back center. Set your hand. Reset your crab. You're going to lift your left foot, right hand to come back to quadruped or static beast. Press back down dog. Step into your down dog. Breathe. And paddle out your feet. Breathe here. Press the mat away from you. Now pull your armpits towards your chin. Bend your knees, lift your heels slightly, and then keep your butt lifted and then lower the heels. Breathe. Inhale from the right heel of your foot, extend the leg. Come forward, right knee to right elbow. Stay here, breathe. Left arm strong. Press back, three-legged dog. From the heel of your foot. Now press from the heel of your foot more. Now let the foot relax. Let the foot relax. You're still three-legged dog. Now flex the shit out of your ankle. Drive the back of your heel away from you, what do you notice? Press from the heel. Now, there's a sponge between your thighs. Squeeze it. Keep the ankle flexed. Breathe. Knee to right, armpit. Lift the left heel. Lift. Push. Press back, three-legged dog. Come forward. Three-legged plank. Bend the left knee. Keep lowering down. Lower all the way. Lower the right. Embryo. Breathe. Relax. So a little bit of heat in that bit of combination where we're bringing animal flow in. Come back to quadruped. Now, in this quadruped, toes are turned under. Take your right arm, right hand, press it down, back of the hands. Maybe you're here with a very sensitive load. I want you to work towards being able to extend and have as much load share in this arm as you do your other. Pull your thumb apart. Pull it away from your forefinger. Check your load share. Can you begin to put more load into this arm, this wrist? Pull your thumb further away from your forearm, your forefinger. Breathe here. Are you collapsing into the shoulders because this is an owie? Push. Maintain the integrity that we're working on. Release, shake it out, reset. Yes, you'll feel all sorts of stuff. Change sides. Maybe you start kind of soft. Begin eventually to push and maintain the integrity in your torso and begin to straighten that arm. Notice the differences inside in your lab. Pull your armpit towards ribs. And now pull your thumb away from your pointer finger. Does this hand move differently? Does this load feel differently? Data. Very nutritious for the tissue around the wrists. Maybe you're not into a full straight arm, but I want you to work towards loading into this position. How's your load share? Is it equal? Or is most of your load in the right arm? Can you begin to just take a little more load into the left without bending elbow? But if that's where you are today, that's where you are today. But I want to show you the journey that we're moving towards. And release. All right, other side. Drive your toes in. You know the cues for your static beast or this quadruped, neck long, chin in. Pull your chest apart. Really pull your chest apart. Try to break your clavicle in, like separating it even more. Drive toes in, inhale, and lift the knees and hover. Breathe. Lift the left hand, tap right knee, and load it back. Tap right knee, load it back, tap left knee. Try not to move so much. Load it back. Elbow stays straight. And release. Lift your right foot. Lift your left hand. You're going to flip under yourself into your under switch. I'm going to face a little more this way so you can see. So again, like the letter M. Stay here. Push the ground away. Pull your shoulder blades down towards your butt as you drive hands into the ground. Are you grabbing the floor with your fingers? All these things we work on transfer into any time we're loaded into our hands. Breathe here. Eyes at the horizon, chest towards the horizon, not towards the ceiling. Now as you load share both feet, right hand, lift the left hand without totally shifting and rocking into your body weight. So you're going to drive from your feet, your right hand as you trace up, and then over to the right hand to the side. reach your left hand, this hand, reach it over to the side and in front of your right hand. So there's that rotation through the thorax here. Breathe here. Watch your hand. Bring it back, bend the knees. Trace it. Still 3 points of contact. Inhale. Lift. And breathe. Now reach that left hand to the right of the right hand. Breathe. Keep reaching with that left hand. Drive your feet into the ground to extend more. Push into the ground with that right arm. Reach with your left to the front and side of your right arm. Breathe. Now watch your hand come back, lower the hips. Breathe here. You're going to lift the the right foot, left hand to come back to static beast. And I'm going to move again. Press back, down dog. Step back to down dog. You'll need to lengthen your down dog a little bit because we were in a quadruped. Grab the floor with your hands. Pull armpit towards chin. Breathe here. Lift all 10 toes. And now drive all 10 toes into the ground. And then lower heels. Lift all 10 toes. So I want you to watch your feet. When we press toes into the ground again this time, are you curling out to the side to get your heels up? Or can you, again, we want even load share. Can you equally drive toes into the ground to lift the heels straight up the middle? So I don't know if you can see what happens often when we lift. If you look at my right foot, I think that's most visible. People will come to the outside and then get neutral. So we want to, and then lower your heels. Let's try it one more time. I want you to be mindful of this. In your lab experiment, lift all 10 toes, spread them. Now evenly drive into the ground to lift heels in that neutral line. Stay here. Press your pinky into the ground. Drive your pinky into the ground. Now drive your big toe into the ground. Lower your heels. Rise the left heel up behind you, three-legged dog. Breathe here. Now let the foot go. Lower. Flex at the ankle, lift again. Drive from the heel of your foot. I want you all to really get these nuances. Flex that ankle and press your heel away from you. What you should be feeling is more connectedness from the bottom of your feet all the way up the system. Stay here and let the foot go. Let it just kind of be, which most of us move in this space. What do you feel? Do you feel as connected? Do you think the results will come when we have these energy leaks throughout the system? Now drive from your heel, flex at the ankle. Breathe. Now, put the sponge between your thigh. Squeeze the sponge. Keep pressing with the left heel. So you should be feeling, if we're all connected, that left butt should be lit. Pinky fingers driving into the ground. So you feel that outside lateral line of your arms into shoulders. Keep driving with that left heel. Lift your right heel and bring your knee to elbow. Keep the foot flexed. Stay here. Press back from the heel. Extend into three-legged dog. Inhale, and now move before you exhale. Knee to armpit. Breathe here. Right arm, push into the ground. Don't let it bend. Push into the ground. And then press back, three-legged dog. Come forward to three-legged plank. Bend your right knee. Don't touch down yet. Slowly take it down. Drop. Now left knee. Spread them, embryo. Rest. Stay here. So you should be warmed up a little bit. We're going to add on. We're going to now create some power, if you will. Press back, down dog. Breathe. Pull your armpits towards your chin. And now let your armpits go. What do you notice in your shoulders, upper back? Now pull your armpits towards your ribs, your chest. Can you feel that same action of your scapula gliding a little bit on the ribs, creating some more stability into the shoulders? We are loading those shoulders. This is not a restful pose done well. So when I am told to go to down dog to rest, I'm like, bullshit. It's not restful. Breathe here. Extend the right heel or the leg from the heel. Feel that glute. Lift the left heel. Here we come. Knee into shoulder. Left elbow strong. Now remove that leg. Circle. Bring it under into chest. Set the foot down. Drop the back knee. Lift into half kneeling. Breathe. Hands to heart center. Pull your thumb into chest. Left toes drive in. Nice strong plank. That's what we've been working on. Integrity here. Keep it. Inhale. Rotate over the right thigh. And now breathe. Keep your thumbs touching your breastplate, because I don't want you using one of my cheat mechanisms, because I don't rotate well through the thorax, is I try to use my shoulders to rotate. Anybody else? Drive it in, armpits in. Inhale, rotate, breathe. Inhale, rotate, breathe. Pull your thighs towards one another. Inhale, rotate, breathe. Keep driving your thumbs into chest plate. And then come back to center. Hopefully you felt more movement. Left toes drive in, nice strong plank. Inhale, lift the left knee, hover. Tap the left knee for 8, 7, 6, stay tall. 5, 4, eyes at horizon. 3, 2, and unload. Untuck the toe, come to your shins. So we're generating some heat. Where we're going is you're going to come back to half kneeling. You're going to hover your lunge, and then you're going to take your left foot and jump it to kick your left butt cheek. Here's where we're going. Set up back into half kneeling. Left toes curled under. Create integrity here. And you're going to want to cheat this because it's hard. And we're tired. Breathe. Inhale. Drive up. From here, you're going to drive left heel. Tap. 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 Stay low in your lunge. Keep going. Kick your butt. Kick your butt. Now add the knee tap. Tap barely. Kick butt. Tap barely. Kick butt. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Stay here and hover your half lunge. Standing split. Drive and dive. Let this one go. I'm going to let you just relax in this standing split. Breathe here. Maybe you take an arm and you pull your chest in towards your thigh. The leg towards the sky now. Can you make it active? Can you lift your toes towards the sky at the same time pulling your chest towards your thigh? Breathe. Begin to lower the leg, bring your hands out to the front, and then square your hips, heel flat. Heel is driving behind, ankle flex, hover the hands. Pull your thighs towards one another. Neck is long, chin in. Breathe. Breathe. Press from the heel. Step warrior two. And now my butt is towards you. But to stay uniform, I'm not going to be here that long. Rise up to warrior two. The back foot, this back foot is parallel with the mat. Front foot intersecting the mat. Take your hands on your hips. Square them. Go tall in your spine. And now lower. So again, a frontal plane movement. Back leg, I don't want it turning in. I want your pelvis stable. I want that's to be your fixed point. I want your femur to be the moving point. So it's like doing a wide straddle, foot parallel, so that we're working, trying to get the femur to move into the pelvis. Left is bending, loading, moving in the pelvis. What does this position look like? Somewhat like a frog. Think about what your feet are doing in frog. It doesn't change when we stand. Lower, I'm going to go back to where we were, or where I was. Chest tall, extend your arms and reach. Go taller. Reach your ring finger, glue your fingers together. Look over that right arm, neck long, chin in, lower into your hips. Breathe, pull your thighs towards one another. Release your hands, come back into that lunge. Lower the back knee into that half kneeling, slowly. Untuck the toe, take the right leg, have a seat on your shins. Breathe. Breathe here. Close your eyes for a moment. And just notice. Was there anything in your experiment that was a sticking point? A blocking point? This is not how I do it point? Data. Think on that. Explore that. Is it keeping you stuck? Remember, we need an open mind anytime we come into any laboratory to see where the journey takes us, to be curious enough that what if the way we've been doing things maybe is not serving us well. Maybe. Without curiosity, we do not grow. Press back, down, dog. And I can say all sorts of things about that with what's going on in our world today. Breathe. Are you being curious with what the hell is going on? Not cuckoo crazy, but just curious. Breathe. Recentering into the gut that we've all been gifted by our designer, which is really smart. Press the mat away. Now, left leg lifts from the heel. Keep that ankle flexed. Drive from it. Can you feel your left booty light up? Now, what's going on in your shoulders? Did you begin to collapse? Or can you press the mat away and pull your armpits back into your chin without losing the action of the leg? Lift the right heel. Bring that knee in to triceps. Stay here. Breathe. Push the ground away. Now lift it off of the tricep, bring it center, and then lower. Drop into half kneeling. Rise up. Stay here set. So reset in your half kneeling. Breathe. Right toes turned under. Bring your hands into your chest plate. Drive your thumbs in. Pull your thighs towards one another. Inhale, nice and tall. And then rotate to the left and breathe here. Just breathe. Remember the action in the beginning? Can you let your ribs move in your breath? We don't need tension in this. We're not dead lifting 300 pounds. Inhale, move, and now breathe. Keep pulling your thighs towards one another. Neck long, chin in. Chest wide. Arms are in. Inhale, move, and then breathe. Keep breathing. One more. Inhale, rotate, and now breathe. Keep rotating as you breathe. Can you get more rotation without the hips moving? Pull your thighs towards one another. Come through center. Right toes drive in. Inhale, hover the right knee. Here we go. Let's load that left hip. Tuck the knee. Tap. Lift. Stay low. Don't come up. Stay low. Barely tap. Go 6, 5. Stay tall. 3, 2, 1. Hover. Lower. Untuck. Come to your shins. Have a seat. Close your eyes for a moment. Nice and tall. Are your ribs still moving? Has your breath moved up into the axillary area? Can you keep your breath staying in the torso, because it helps in lumbar stabilization. Let's go back. Here we go. Horse is coming home to the stable. Left half kneeling, right toes in. So this time we're moving, right heel will be kicking ass. Inhale, hover. Here we go. Bring right heel into tap, tap, tap. Now bring the knee down, tap, kick, tap, kick, tap, kick, tap. Stay tall. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more. Eyes at horizon. And hover. Standing splits, dive in and lift. Woo! Breathe. So you're just kind of here for right now. Now take your left arm, try to pull your chest in towards your thigh. Now the leg to the sky, I want you from your hip to pull it open so your butt should be lit. Point, use the foot. Point from your pinky toe to big toe. Keep pulling. Chest in the thigh. Keep lifting from your butt, the right leg. And then release. Bring your hands out to the front. Square the hips. Flex the right ankle. Come to your fingers. Do you have a plank in the torso? Or are you just kind of hanging out? Reset your plank. Reset the integration, drive from your heel. And now hover, breathe, breathe. Drive from the heel, ribs to belt line, neck long, breathe. Keep pressing from that heel. Stay here. Step back, warrior 2. Again, foot parallel, breathe. Chest is tall. Are you leaning into the left hip? Chest is tall. Notice the action of your femur. Is one stickier than the other side? Stay tall, hands on your hips. Lower your pubis down to the ground. If I say lower left leg, oftentimes we lose the integration, and here's where we become. Think pubis. All that soft tissue between your legs, your God-given luxury joy, lower that towards the ground. Now, nice, tall spine. Pinky toe, are you locking out in that knee? Just know it's an energy leak. Drive into the ground. Lower pubis down a little bit more. And now extend those arms, breathe. Glue your fingers together. And now reach, ring finger to ring finger, away from you, ribs to belt line. Feel that action. And then release. Rotate back foot around to go forward into that lunge. Stay tall, begin to lower that back knee. Come to your shins. And breathe. And then fold. Forehead down. Hips along your heels. Breathe here. Forehead down. And maybe rock side to side. Now, bring your hands onto the back of your hips and try to press your hips towards your heels. Keeping your neck long, chin in, rise the torso, ribs to belt line, ribs to belt line, ribs to belt line, and then come up. Stay here. We're going to come back to all fours into your quadruped. Drive your toes under. You're going to extend your right leg back as you hover. Push the ground away, corkscrew shoulders in, drive toes in. Left toe drives in. Inhale. Hover that left knee, extend right leg. Stay here, breathe. Breathe here. Now bring your right knee into chest and then have a seat into pigeon. Bring that leg forward. So where I want to take you in this pigeon is maybe you need a butt lift or bringing the floor to you. I want your ankle flexed. Your knee as close to 90 degree as you can get. I'm gonna come from this side. Left toes, I want driving into the ground. So again, this is not your typical yoga pigeon. We're trying to change tissue, and if we don't address the nervous system, the tissue will just pop right back as soon as you get done with this and go back to what it knows. Bring your hands as claws to either side. So you've brought the floor to you. If your butt's not flat on the floor, you've got a little lift under it, because I want you to try to even out your pelvis. That's your goal. So whatever you need to do to make your hip bones as even as possible. Flex at the ankle, stay tall, and now press your ankle and knee into the ground. Press it into the ground. Press it into the ground. Stay tall, we're not even folding. Press it into the ground. What do you notice? Close your eyes. Press it into the ground. Ribs to belt line. Press it into the ground. Can you pull your thighs towards one another? Press it into the ground. Now go up to your upper thigh. Drive it into the ground. Pull your thighs towards one another. Drive left toes into the ground. Breathe. We're creating more stability through the pelvis. Breathe. Lift your hands. Breathe. Left toes drive into the ground. Right ankle, which is your left, because now I'm facing you. Thigh, drive it into the ground. Press to lift torso. Lift torso, breathe. Now take your hands back. Bring that back leg in, so it'll be your right. Bend the knee, so the knee's right outside of your hip. So that femur, the thigh bone is right in line. Breathe here. Stay tall. Ribs to belt line. Pull your chest apart. Neck long, chin in, breathe. Take that knee, drive it into the ground to lift the heel without shifting over as much as possible. Use your hands to try to stay upright. Lift the heel. Knee drives in, breathe. Breathe. Try to lift the ankle more. Keep it flexed. Lift it for 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, lower. Relax. Come back onto your buttocks and bring both feet forward. Stay here nice and tall. Breathe. Bring your knees in. Grab the front of your upper shin. Create that plank. Again, integrity here, right? We're not sinking into it. We are creating that plank. Now breathe. Now bring fingertips here. Neck long, chin in. Ribs to belt line. Inhale. Release your hands. Breathe. Stay here. Feel it. Is it your canister? Is it your shield that is protecting all these external and internal forces so that you don't get an energy leak and get a hernia or a diastasis or all sorts of things that go haywire because we lose gut pressure? Breathe. Lift the feet slightly. Stay here, breathe. Just slightly because I want you to maintain this. Lower, relax. Pull your chest through. Bring your feet back in, hands back. Let's assume that crab position again. You're only lifting the booty, chest up. Extend through the spine. Breathe. So again, we're not lifting chest. We're corkscrewing shoulders. We're pulling the chest apart and lifting the butt. Breathe. Here. Neck long. Now pull your ribs to belt line as you drive hands into the floor. Lower. Other leg comes forward into your pigeon. So set up into your pigeon. Maybe, again, you need the floor to rise. The goal, if you see me from the front, the goal is, and I see this all the time in class, I see pigeons like this. I would rather you have 8 inches under you, bringing the floor to you to create an even, more even pelvis. So this, my friends, is not going to afford us much, if anything. So you're in your pigeon. Your ankle is flexed. So we should be on left leg forward, yes? If not, the leg that you have not done. Now, pull your thighs towards each other here. I want to come in a different way this time. Pull your thighs towards one another. Right toes are driving into the ground. Back leg. Toes are driving into the ground. Again, most of the time in class we're here. But I want you to engage this posterior line as well to help create stability. So toes drive in. You instantly get some communication in the back line. Drive your toes in, pull your thighs towards one another. Breathe. Your hands are on either side of your foot. Ankle is flexed. Chest is wide, neck long, chin in. Now drive your left ankle and knee into the ground. Eyes at horizon. Breathe. Keep pulling your thighs towards one another. Breathe. Are you breathing up in your chest? I was. This is what your body does. Now go back. Can you get your ribs to move? While you are active in this, while you're driving your ankle down, while you're driving your knee down, right toes press in, breathe. Neck long. Are you losing your neck space? Can you pull your thighs together a little bit more? Traction them, feel what happens. I just want you to explore and notice the sensations that's happening in this pelvis area. Breathe. Now bring your hands to your hips. Can you go taller as you drive the knee and ankle into the ground? Pretend like you're at the beach and you're pressing, you're on the sand, and you're really trying to make a big divot from this front leg. That when you get up, you're going to see this L-looking shape. Press into the ground. Right toes press into the ground. Breathe. And now bring your hands back, let it go. Bring that back leg in so that the knee is in line with hip and 90-degree bend of the knee. Ankle flexed, still sitting tall. Sit here for a minute. Now pull your thighs towards one another. what happens? Pull your thighs towards one another. Are you collapsing onto your side? Maybe you need a book under your left arm. Stay tall. Ankles flexed, ribs to belt line. You've got integrity here. So the more integrity you have here, the more freedom we have out from that. Inhale, drive knee into the ground to lift that ankle and breathe now. Breathe. Press that knee into the ground, lift that ankle. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to die. Drive knee into the ground, flex, pull the ankle up even more. Pull it up from your will, from your strength. You're active in range. Lift the ankle more. Stay tall in your spine. Lift it even more. Lift it even more. Lift it even more for 3, for 2, and rest. Come back onto your booty. Bring that leg forward into extended legs. Stay here. Flex at the ankle, sit nice and tall. And then let it all go. Do we hang out here often? Doesn't take as much work, right? Flex at the ankle, drive heels into the ground, sit tall. One more, bring your hands behind, fingers facing away from your butt. We've been here in crab. Push into the ground, press heels into the ground to lift your hips. Neck long, breathe, drive heels into the ground. Ribs to belt line now. Push fingers into the ground, push heels into the ground, pull your thighs towards one another, hold 4. Neck long, chin in, ribs to belt line, pull your chest apart, 3, 2, and lower. Come all the way down and hug your legs in. Oh my goodness. Oh, we didn't see that coming, did we? Roll around, legs up the wall. Hang out here for a second, or for a few. Breathe, and just be heavy on the floor with your legs up the wall. Because this low body really gave you some wonderful experiments and work today. Keeping your legs up the wall. Eyes are closed. Breathe. Happy baby. Stay in this happy baby, and I'm not going to make it active. Then release, pull in, make this super active, squeeze into a little ball even more, like as tight as you can, even more than you think you can squeeze in, and then let it go. Extend onto the floor and relax and breathe. Keeping your lips sealed. Can you go back to noticing what the ribs are doing with your breath? Or is your belly, the middle of your belly, you've got good anterior work and movement. But how's the lateral movement for your breath? Again, that's the function, because that's where the musculature attaches. It attaches to the aponeurosis in the middle. That's not muscular, that's tendon. And we have to understand the mechanics of breath to create stability in our torso so that our lumbar spine is super healthy. And so that we can create fortitude down by the pelvis where there are no attachments. And it's kind of a free-for-all, and that's where inguinal hernias take place. So we have to understand the importance of creating these pressures, and they were there when we were born, but our lifestyle jacks it up, so that we can stay robust and be resilient in our system. Roll over to your right side. And then come to a seated position. Hands at heart center. And close your eyes if they're not closed for just a minute. And as we're ending this position, in this seated position, with your eyes closed, what's the first thing that floats up into your consciousness, your thinking, what you're cognizant of? And is it beneficial? What I'd love for you to do with your eyes closed, and this is so fresh, is to reflect on this last little over an hour journey of practice and training. One rock, one nugget, one little piece that you can take with you that will create fortitude in the system for the rest of the day and moving forward. Because we're in a season right now where there are a lot of things chipping away at that. And so as those things happen, think about your breath, the lateral movement breath, when you start feeling anxious, when you start getting triggered, when you start feeling like everybody's ridiculously crazy, which is me. I'm trying to practice what I preach, y'all. That's why I'm saying it. Can you slow your breath down, lips sealed, so that it's nasal? That's where the nitric oxide, the calming happens in the nose. So think about, are you restricting that in any way because it will create and enhance anxiety? And then is there a physical component to today that you can help in your day-to-day? Inhale. Exhale, fold, namaste. God bless y'all. I thank you so much for showing up this morning. Those of you that are live, those of you that take it in a recording, bless you. I appreciate you as well.